welcome back to my channel, The Goddess Style. I'm Erin Crow. I am coming to you today from a hotel, a lovely hotel here in Kuala Lumpur called the Alila. I am about to go off and meet some friends for a social event. This is a lovely weekend here, and I know it's a long weekend in London, but it's just another weekend here in Kuala Lumpur. I am so excited to leave and check out the city where I used to call home. But before I leave, I would like to share with you a simple vlog with the things, the essentials that I always pack when I travel, especially to Southeast Asia. So let's start with the first most important thing. Passport. You cannot travel with without a passport, I meant. My passport is in a leather case from Hampton Court Palace in London, and it protects my my passport from water damage or just scratches or whatever. It's very important that I keep my passport. I travel around the world with it, of course, but when I go to Islamic countries, I have to take the covers off, especially because it's got two cherubs here, a bit naked, so it's not very appropriate. And anyway, you can't really use the covers when you do the self-scan anyway, so yeah, that's that. Now for in the plane, I always pack my memory foam pillow, my neck pillow. I have 3 of them, and this is, I think, a bit big for me after this travel, but it is so lush. I normally use a black one that's a little bit more rounded, because I realized after this trip, this one flight, that it is a little bit too large for my small neck, but it is lovely with this little cover here. So I hang this on my cabin bag, and oh, I cannot imagine traveling anymore. I mean, traveling without a neck support, because your head kind of roll around. I mean, traveling to Southeast Asia from London or Europe generally is about 12 to 14 hours. You do get a stiff back and a stiff neck, so you want to give yourself a little TLC in the air. Now for in the plane, I of course travel with my mobile phone. I mean, not from the air, for everywhere. It is filming right now. I also have my iPad, and I preload in my iPad, I've already preloaded all the news and things I want to read, or magazines or whatever, or work that I need to edit, or blog posts or whatever. So my iPad always travels with me. For in the aeroplane, very important, I have this eye mask. I also call it my eye bra, only because it's a little bit, it looks like a bra really, doesn't it? It's caved in here, it's curved in to allow your eyelashes for the ladies, I guess, and if you got quite big eyes. But I don't think any men will be wearing this. Would you wear this? I don't know, maybe I'm being sexist. Maybe a man can wear this. I do like this because the fact that most eye mask I've noticed in the market just comes with one single elastic on its own, whereas this one is with a Velcro elastic, so you can make it as tight or as loose or as big as your head really. So these two I found in TK Maxx. So they're a Best Buy. I found them in London. And of course, when I travel in the plane, really, even it can get a bit chilly sometimes when you are quite high up, halfway through between Europe and Asia. I always have a cardigan on board with me. This is a cardigan I found in Primark. I normally have a black cardigan from another from an Asian brand, and this is a plain cotton cardigan. I like having a cardigan because even though it's very warm in Asia, I find that sometimes you go to cinemas in Asia or like this hotel, it can be quite cold, which is kind of nice. It's kind of cozy to have a little thing with me. And of course in the plane too, I always carry a shawl or a scarf with me, only because especially when you travel with some low-cost airline, even in Europe, you don't always get a blanket or a pillow, so this either converts into a neck pillow for me, or I roll it up. It protects my lower back, so I roll it up as a little lumbar support. And when you feel like you need a little bit of TLC too, you want to tuck yourself to have a little snooze, having a shawl is really, really handy. For in the plane too, I always carry my my noise cancelling headphones from over ears from Bose, and it's either Wi-Fi enabled, which go with my iPad or my mobile phone, And it's also got the cable, so I only use my own for in the plane. When I watch all the lovely movies, especially on the long haul flight, somewhere when you can't sleep, you want to watch lots of movies. And of course, when I travel to Southeast Asia, you know it is really, really hot and sunny here. I always have at least 2 sunnies, and these are my 2 favorite sunnies. And for my sunnies, I tend to go for, because of my lashes, I need sunnies that have very deep nose support. Like this one here is from Gucci. It was so hard to find this one, so I've had this now for like a good 5 years maybe, I think. And this one is from Cartier, which I actually love because it's quite cute. When I travel, also in my cabin bag, I have my medication and my supplements, you know, with my illness, my hypothyroidism. So they go in my cabin bag because in case your suitcase, well, my suitcase goes missing or delayed or whatever, I don't have to worry about missing my daily medication. So that's very, very important to pack that. If you've got any medication, pack that in your cabin bag or your backpack. When I travel too, I also have this little metal wallet. I keep my main wallet away or tucked in the suitcase, or I mean when I travel it's got with me, but when I'm in the hotel it goes into the safe. This is the only handbag, well, little wallet that I carry. It goes with my credit card and some cash in here. And also when I go traveling in Southeast Asia, you know, Asia has got a big plastic pollution problem, and I try as much as possible to be an eco traveler, which we all really should be. So I have myself this bag. I bought this from a Spanish shop called Ale Hop. I've got 2 of them in my backpack, and I try as much as possible to not take any plastic bags when I go shopping in Asia. When you go buy drinks or little snacks and cookies, they try to give you a little paper bag, a little plastic sack. So I will bring my own, very important. So of course in Southeast Asia, you're very lucky. Everywhere has Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. Even some little hawker centers or little Indian stalls, they all have Wi-Fi. So you never have to be away from your social media or your electronic gadgets to go online. So I always have with me a power bank, and of course at least 2 or 3 of this iPhone cable, my power cables. And of course we have my camera with me. This is my brand new Sony a6400 camera. I've done an unboxing video recently. It goes in a neoprene bag for protection. It's got a little pocket in front of this bag to put extra batteries and extra memory cards and little bits and bobs, whatever. So that goes in here, and this is the camera I use for my lovely blogging photography. For simple pictures, I also use a couple of apps on my phone to take pictures. And of course, with any Asian, we never travel without a selfie stick. Aren't we? It's stereotypical, isn't it? I love this selfie stick I found in Singapore because I can then do a selfie with the back-facing camera of the iPhone. And then I have a little mirror right here that shows me what I am filming. So this is amazing. And then if I put this into the, it's got a USB cable right here. This is a little light up mirror for evening filming. So I just have to charge it with a USB cable, and I have my own selfie stick pre-lighted for lovely evening filming. And of course for the camera, I have here my copy of a Gorilla Pod. This is not as sturdy as a good Gorilla Pod, but I found this on Amazon, and I used it with my old Sony slightly smaller camera, so it works just fine for when you are traveling alone, or you're with you're a couple and you cannot find absolutely anyone to take your pictures. This is perfect to put this around railings or trees or just somewhere, you know, you need to for this. I of course, why am I taking so fast? I of course have my right here is filming my very light for travel tripod. I normally use a Manfrotto tripod when I'm filming at home, but for travel I found the Manfrotto a little bit too heavy for my small frame, so I prefer to use this slightly aluminum alloy, very thin leg tripod. And my new toy, which will be my new essential, is my gimbal, which is a present from my husband when I asked him to buy me the Sony 6400 camera in Singapore. So this is my new toy, and this would be fantastic for all the travel vloggings I will be doing in the next 1.5 weeks. And of course, when you travel, you cannot forget all the cables for your electronics. Now, I have an app on my phone that I downloaded a long time ago that gives you a checklist of all the things you need to remember when you're packing. Even you know, you can even input the location of where you're going, and it will tell you what you need to pack. Especially handy for women, I guess. Again, I'm being a sexist here, because most men just think about t-shirts, shorts, whatever, and then they just go off with it. For women, like, oh, I have to put my shoes, I have to pack this skirt, I have to pack this shorts. So the app is called The Vein, but I no longer use it because I travel so often now. All the checklist is very much imprinted in my head. I know exactly what I need to pack. It always goes into my cabin bag, all these things. So traveling to Southeast Asia means it's going to be a lot of, you know, maybe muddy streets, or a bit slightly cobbly or stony streets. So you want to always make sure that you have your sandals. I have here my nice sandals, which I bought recently in TK Maxx from Steve Madden. It was a fantastic buy. I of course travel with my high heel shoes, my fancy shoes. That's when I go out for evening dinners and fancy restaurants with friends. But that's my daily go-to walk around the city, filming, taking picture shoes. And of course, when I travel, I also like to have, excuse me, my sneakers. This is brand new from New Balance, which I bought again recently in my couple of videos ago. I did a big shopping haul from TK Maxx. So I couldn't imagine traveling in my fancy shoes anymore, because sport shoes, they were great when I need to run. Like yesterday, 2 days ago when I arrived, I had 15 minutes to go from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2 at Changi Airport, and I Usain bolted out of there, and I had 5 minutes before I had to check in my bags again for the next flight to Kuala Lumpur. And of course, when I go out in the evening with my fancy shoes, I have here from a Singapore brand called Passion. This is my butterfly slippers, which goes into my mini backpack that I pack into my major suitcase. So when I travel, I have a big backpack with all my camera equipment. Everything is very padded. It's meant for traveling. And I have a smaller, kind of like a fancier, slightly city backpack, which I pack in my main suitcase. And then when I'm in the city, I transfer and I go everywhere in town with my city backpack. So I love this. It looks like Manolo Blahnik, doesn't it, for all you ladies out there? It's really pretty. It comes in its little lace carry bag. So this is my favorite tired shoes from wearing, like, you know, don't forget your feet do expand when you travel here. So like I generally wear 36 to 37 in Europe, and my 37 shoes get pretty tight here because of the humidity and the heat. So don't forget, your feet will expand. This is why you always want to make sure you have tongs or your Havayanas, because your toes, your feet is going to spread out when you walk after like 3 or 4 hours. Now also, don't forget to pack yourself a hat or a cap. I have 3 hats. 2 of them are much larger than this, my giant hats. I love hats also because sometimes wearing glasses kind of impair my, I like to see things in full color in the 3D, and when I need to take my sunglasses off, you know, it gets a bit too hot. So when you have a hat, it protects your eyes from the sunlight, so you get a bit of shade. But at the same time, if you have blonde or if you've got like red hair, your scalp is going to be so sensitive to the sunlight. You want to make sure you protect your hair and your scalp from being burned. Don't forget, it gets very, very hot and sunny in Asia. So yes, these are my travel essentials. If you've got any other travel essentials that you prefer to bring, do let me know in the comment box, because I would love to hear what else I could be missing. Of course, my clothes and my shoes are in my major suitcase. This goes into my travel backpack. If you've got any questions for me about traveling to Southeast Asia, if you've never been here, if you really want to know more, ask away. I was born in this region and I feel so much at home here, even though I've lived all over the world and in Europe for 25 years. I still feel this is my home ground. So if you've got any questions, I'll be so happy to answer them. If not, don't forget to leave me a like, and if you like my content, you like my smile, why not give me a subscribe, come and follow me, and I'll be looking forward to sharing more content with you in the next coming months and weeks. And until then, I have to say to you in Malaysian, in Bahasa Melayu, sampai jumpa lagi, which means till we meet again. I love you guys and thank you so much. Have a great week further ahead.